Welcome back to the channel, friends. So, recently I was reading the book How to Win Friends and Influence People, and here I present you the summary of the book. So, this report is written by Leonan Milan, thanks to him. Now, let's talk about the author. Dale Carnegie was an American writer, lecturer, and developer of famous courses in self improvement, salesmanship, corporate training, public speaking, and interpersonal skills. Born in poverty on a farm in Missouri, he was the author of How to Win Friends and Influence People 1936, a massive bestseller that remains popular today even among the college students and people who seek personal development. It was an overnight hit, eventually selling 60 million copies in 36 languages. How to Win Friends and Influence People is just as useful today as it was when it was first published, because Dale Carnegie had an understanding of human nature that will never be outdated. Dale Carnegie believed financial success is due to 15% to professional knowledge and 85% to the ability to express ideas, to assume leadership, and to arouse enthusiasm among people. He teaches these skills through underlying principles of dealing with people so that they feel important and appreciated. He also emphasizes fundamental techniques for helping people without making them feel manipulated. You can't believe what I was like if I had to give a talk. I was so terrified I couldn't do it. I would throw up. In fact, I arranged my life so that I never had to get up in front of anyone. Carnegie changed my life. Warren Buffett. Warren was very influenced by the book How to Win Friends and Influence People. The book lists 30 rules of behavior. The first is don't criticize, condemn, or complain. The idea riveted Warren, who hated criticism in his early 20s. He signed up for a Dale Carnegie course in public speaking. The course was a success, and Warren has been teaching, lecturing, and explaining everything he can to anyone who will ever listen. Let's talk about the fundamental techniques in handling people. First of all, we shouldn't criticize, condemn, or complain. We should give honest and sincere appreciation to people. Arouse in the other people an eager want. 6 ways to make people like you. Become genuinely interested in other people. Talk about their work and everything. We should always greet people with a smile. Remember that a man's name is to him the sweetest and most important sound in English language. We should always remember other people's names. Be a good listener. Encourage others to talk about themselves and listen to what they are telling about themselves. Talk in terms of the other man's interest. You should not always be talking about yourself and neglecting what the other person is talking. Make people feel important and do it sincerely. We should be genuine. 12 ways of winning people to your way of thinking. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. We should avoid arguments. Show respect for the other man's opinion. Never tell that he is wrong. We should be polite. We should not be like, you are wrong, you don't know anything and all. We should be polite. If you are wrong, you should admit it quickly and empathetically. Begin the argument or the topic in a friendly way. Get people saying yes, yes immediately. Let other people do a great deal of talking. Let them talk and express themselves. Let other people feel that the idea is theirs. Try honestly to see things from the other man's point of view. Be sympathetic with other people's ideas and desires. Appeal to the nobler motives. Dramatize your ideas like storytelling in a hollow. Throw down a challenge. Why should we not prove anyone wrong? Is that going to make him like you? Why not let him save face? He didn't ask for your opinion, he didn't want it, but why argue with him? You can't win an argument because if you lose it, and you win, you still lose it. Why? You will feel fine, but what about him? You have made him feel inferior. You hurt his pride, insult his intelligence, his judgment, and his self respect, and he will resent your triumph. That will make him strike back, but it will never make him change his mind. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. You can't change other man's opinion by making him feel inferior. respect the other man's beliefs and should try to put ourselves in their shoes. Now let's talk about how we can be a leader, how to change people without giving offense or arousing resentment. Begin with the praise and honest appreciation. Suppose we want to highlight some mistakes in other people. First of first of all, we should begin with the and praise and honest appreciation, and then politely we should discuss the mistakes which we are making. Call attention to people's mistake indirectly. Talk about your own mistakes before criticizing the other man. Like it's similar to like how Mahatma Gandhi used to do the work by himself first, and then after that other people were also motivated and they also do the work. Ask questions instead of giving direct orders. Let the other man save face. Praise the slightest improvement and praise every improvement. Give people a fine reputation to live up. Never insult them in public. Use encouragement. Make the fault seem easy to correct. Like we should not be like if you fire someone for just a small mistake. This will not make you a good leader. Make other people happy with about doing the thing you suggest. How we can begin in a friendly way. Here's a fable about the sun and the wind. They quarreled about which was stronger, and the wind said, "I will prove I am. See that old man down there with a coat? I bet I can make him take out his coat off faster than you can." So the sun went behind a cloud and the wind blew until it was almost a tornado. But the harder it blew, the tighter the old man wrapped his coat about him. Finally, the wind calmed down and gave up. The sun came out from behind the cloud and smiled kindly on the old man. He mopped his eyebrow and pulled out his coat. The sun then told the wind, gentleness and friendliness were always stronger than fury and force. Friendliness and appreciation can make people change their mind more readily than storming at them can. So that's why we should be friendly with others and we should respect other opinions too. How to influence people? First of all, we are talking about how to influence kids. When 3-year-old refused to eat, a bully next door kept knocking him off his tricycle. His parents told him that if he eats food, he can develop the daylights out of the bigger kid someday. When he wet his bed, he was wearing a nightgown in his grandma's bed. He wanted pajamas like dad and his own bed. So when he got them, he promised not to wet the bed because his pride was involved. He wanted to act like a man, so he did. A 3-year-old daughter wouldn't eat breakfast. She loved to irritate her mom. So one morning, they let her cook breakfast and she ate it. Because she was interested in it, she achieved a feeling of importance and found an avenue of self expression. Avoid arguments. If you are a Ford salesman, when someone says, "What? Ford cars are no good. I wouldn't take one if you gave it to me. I'm going to get Chevrolet cars." Say, "Brother, listen, Chevrolet cars are good cars. Their cars are made by a fine company and sold by good people." He's speechless then. There's no room for an argument. If he says Chevrolet cars are the best and I say sure it is, he has to stop. Just agree with him. He can't go on all afternoon when I'm agreeing with him. We then get off the subject of Chevrolet cars and I begin to talk about the good point of Ford cars. So that's how we can avoid arguments in real life. Never tell a man he is wrong. If a man makes a mistake that you think or know he's wrong, begin by saying, "Well, I thought otherwise, but I may be wrong. I frequently am. Let's examine the facts." You will never get into trouble by admitting you may be wrong. That's all. Stop all arguments and inspire the other fellows to be just as fair and broad minded as you are. It will make him want to admit that he too may be wrong. When we are wrong, we may admit it to ourselves, and if we are handled gently and tactfully, we may admit it to others and even take pride in our frankness and broad mindedness. But not if someone else is trying to ram the fact down our throat. Throw down a challenge. Charles Schwab said, "The way to get things done is to stimulate a competition, not in a sordid money grabbing way, but in a desire to excel, the challenge. An infallible way of appealing to men of spirit, the chance of self expression, the chance to prove his worth, to excel, to win, the desire for a feeling of importance. How does the book help us as future entrepreneurs? Get out of a mental rut, give you new thoughts, new visions, new ambitions, enables you to make friends quickly and easily. It increases your popularity, help you win people to your way of thinking, increases your influence, your prestige, your ability to get things done, help you handle complaints, avoid arguments, keep your human contract smooth and pleasant, make you a better speaker, a more entertaining conversationalist, help you to arouse enthusiasm among your associates, more promising approach to human relations. So that's all for the summary of the book How to Win Friends and Influence People. Special thanks to Leodon Milan for preparing this report.